Hello, welcome back to the Chinese Strategism Wisdom channel. Okay, now this episode or this video we will look at about the 推背图 again. Okay, as I said before, 推背图 is not only a prophecy book but only a treatise or manual. Okay, so that we can learn about strategy and tactics. Now, the last video about 推背图 is on the Empress rule of Tang Dynasty, about the initial rise of Empress rule, who will become the first and the only female emperor in Chinese history. The last video is about the initial rise, okay, and the situation or the overview of the situation or the trend of her rise in the Tang Dynasty. And then this video is about the progress, okay, the progress and the further step or further rise of this Empress rule in Tang Dynasty. Now look at the 推背图 is composed of 3 elements, okay, a picture, 4 elements, picture, and the prophecy and the poem and also the Yi Jing symbol or Yi Jing hexagram. And we now look at the picture first. Picture is a lady in Chinese caste customs, holding the right hand holding a sword, warrior sword, not the kitchen sword for cooking, but warrior sword killing people in battles. And then the left hand is covered by the cloth of the clothing, but also holding or making contact with the knife. Okay, the simple diagram, the simple picture is like this. Okay, now we look at the poem. The poem is, in fact, the poem and the prophecy mostly talks about the historical background and the background of Empress rule and show her features and the rise from a lady in the palace up to the actual ruler in the Tang Dynasty. Okay, now we read it over to you about the poem. The more wisdom Buddhist monasteries everywhere one day will enter the royal palace again. The root remains even after disposing all the branches left behind. The chicken calling in morning is female or male. Now the poem is like that. And the prophet is sun and moon in the sky shining over the soil below cannot identify man, not a cultural person by name, but can fight. I only give you the gist or the essential of the prophecy. It says about is that Empress had been a Buddhist nun, okay, in the past, and then he entered the palace, royal palace, serving as the wife or concubine, etc. Okay, for the king of the emperor, the Emperor Tang Emperor Emperor Li, and then gradually increase her power, and then finally become the actual ruler of Tang Dynasty. Something like that. I do not want to go to the details, but it's something like that. Okay, so that. And then why he say about male, female or male? Because in tradition or in fact in Western history, a ruler or a king are also usually the king and the man. Okay, not women rules the country. So in particularly this is true in Chinese tradition, Chinese history. But however, Empress rule being a woman will become a king, so will become a male figure, okay, male symbol figure, ruler figure in Chinese history, so that Empress is both a woman and a man in this sense, okay, something like that. Now we look at the Yi Jing symbol. Yi Jing is also very important in interpreting the 推背图 in the strategy derived from each picture of each diagram of 推背图. Now this hexagram is retreat, okay, retreat. 天山遁, a mountain, a sky mountain, okay, sky mountain. As you see, each hexagram is composed of the upper part and the second and the lower part. The upper part is 3 lines, and the lower part is also 3 lines. Okay, so the upper part 3 lines, 3 unbroken lines, 3 hard lines means teen sky. Okay, the lower part 2 broken lines below a 1 single line is called mountain. Okay, so take sky mountain. This hexagram is sky mountain, and the name of this hexagram is retreat. So the feature or the central idea for this hexagram is retreat. This match the true history or the actual historical event of this period. Okay, what it says or what it teaches us is that when you see the symbol, you see the hexagram, there is a tendency. Okay, yin, negative energy, dark forces are rising in the progress. Okay, rising in the progress. 2 at the bottom. Okay, so what will the positive sign or the positive power or positive persons or the you need to do in this situation? The name, as you say, you can see, is retreat. So the positive person, it means the Li family, the royal family, the actual ruler family, royal family should retreat. Okay, retreat, because under the dialectics or dialectics theory in Yi Jing, yin and yang are interact in a dialectic way. So when the yin grows, the yang should retreat. Okay, should retreat. When the yang grows, the yin should retreat, so that a holistic harmony will be maintained. Okay, this is the basic philosophy or basic tactics or idea of Yi Jing wisdom. In this case, the yin energy, the Empress rule, is rising. It cannot be resisted. Okay, it cannot be reverted. So what should the royal Li family do? Just to retreat. So retreat is the important tactics in this hexagram or in this tabletop picture. Okay. However, this retreat is not failure. It's not bad, because in Yi Jing hexagram, the different lines, okay, represent different positions of the society. The first line is the first position, the second line the second position. The fifth line, usually in Yi Jing hexagram, means the position of ruler, the king. As you can see in this hexagram, the king position means the fifth position is occupied by yang energy. So that what it means is that yang, the positive sign, the positive energy, the positive power, the royal Li family still holds control of the situation. Okay. So that at the end, the situation will become recovered or will become normal again. Okay, because the Li family is still in control. It's control. Also, as I said before, each hexagram is divided into upper part trigram, 3 lines. Okay, the lower part is another trigram, 3 lines. In the middle position, if any line occupy the middle position, it means it will become a righteous one, an ethical one. Okay, so that it will in control or it can manage the situation. So in this hexagram, the fifth line, the middle line of the upper trigram, is occupied by the yang energy, yang line, so that it will not only control the situation, but it will become a righteous one, a virtuous one. So what it teach us is that not only, although the yang energy is in control, but it must do something. What we need to do is to remain or to try to be a righteous person or righteous approach. In this particular history, the royal Li family should not collaborate or go to the other side, so that it should be more independent, not to involve any policy or politics with the Empress rule and her power on her fellows, okay? Not to be contaminated by these dark forces. Otherwise, yourself, the Lee family, will collapse and be decayed, okay? So, two tactics should be implemented by the royal family. First, with retreat. Also, not to get too close to the Empress family or Empress powers or her fellows, okay? These two ideas are very important, and tactics should be adopted by the royal family so that the royal family will regain power again. So now we can look at the strategy I have highlighted in this PowerPoint so that you can have a more clear ideas or understanding. Now, table 2 strategy 2. Now, the situation is like that. There is increase, okay? Unlike the previous one, the energy of black forces and negative power has increased. So what about how to do about the positive energy or positive power? First, retreat, okay? Retreat. Not to resist, okay? But retreat. Retreat not means no run away, okay? But wait, and then will be come back later. Second one, remain integrity. Remain integrity means you must not get involved in the negative powers. You must remain independent, okay? To remain opposition, to remain or maintain your ideology, okay? Or maintain your thoughts, okay? Not be corrupted by the negative forces. And then, so that because under the dialectics of I Ching, you must wait. Dark forces will decrease in the end gradually. So must wait, okay? Now, but there is also another tactics which can be shown in the diagram on the picture. I must elaborate this. Now you see in this picture, the lady right hand holds a warrior knife, okay? Most interpreter scholarship just say that this means, what it means is that the Emperor's rule killed many people. That's all. Stop. Nothing further. But my interpretation is quite different. You see, her right hand holds the knife, okay? But she needs her left hand to support. However, it seems that her left hand cannot support, okay? So that the knife is pointed downwards. Okay, this is the one point. Another point, you can see her knife, her left hand did not show up. So what it means? What is the insight? It means that if you want to reduce or defeat these dark forces, you need to chop off, get rid of the dark forces ruler, fellows, her followers, or her accomplices, okay? Without accomplices and supporters, the dark forces regime will collapse. In fact, in this particular history, it's like that. During the Empress rule, she changed the prime minister many times. No prime minister will survive for a long period. Okay, change frequency. Also, she relied on many incompetent ministers or aides or assistants. Okay, in other words, Empress rule did not have a strong supporting staff to help her in the governance of Tang Dynasty. This is one of the main reasons for her final defeat. So we now turn to the PowerPoint again. We must, positive forces, must weaken the supporting fellows of the dark forces of the dark emperor or the dark leader. It will quicken or accelerate the final collapse of the dark energy. Okay, now that's all the strategic points we should remember or we should learn from the third diagram of the table. Okay, now we stop here. Okay, if we will maybe look to other diagrams of the table in the future. Thank you.